Chapter 3 Eidgah. A full 30 days after Ramzan comes Eid. It was a glorious morning and the village was agog with excitement. People were getting ready to go to the Eidgah. But the happiest of all was Hamid, a little boy of 4 or 5. An orphan, he lived with his grandmother Amina and slept in her protective arms, thinking that his father would come back with bags full of money and his mother would be back from heaven with beautiful gifts. Hope is a wonderful thing. And then, a child's hope? Poor Amina sat in her hovel and cried. It was Eid and she didn't have a grain of food in the house. She was filled with gloom and despair when Hamid entered the hut and said,
"You mustn't worry, Amma. I'll be back before anyone else."
Amina felt a tightening around her heart. Other children were all going with their fathers, but Hamid had no one to accompany him. He had no shoes and had to walk 3 miles. He'd get blisters. There were only 8 paise in the house, 3 in Hamid's pocket and 5 in Amina's pouch. The villagers started for the fair. Hamid was walking along with the other children. Why were they walking so slowly? Whatever caught their eyes, they'd stand and gape at it in wonder. Hamid felt he had wings on his feet. Suddenly, they could see the Eidgah. There were rows upon rows of worshippers as far as eyes could see, spilling well beyond the mosque courtyard. Here neither wealth nor status matters, because in the eyes of Islam, all men are equal. The prayers were over. Men embraced each other. Then they descended on the sweet shops, a merry-go-round, wooden horses and camels suspended on rods, and the toy vendors. Hamid's friends Mahmoud, Mohsin, Noore and Sammi rode on the camels and horses. Hamid stood at some distance. He could not waste 1/3 of his treasure on an ordinary ride. Then the children bought clay toys, and he looked at them with longing, hoping that he could carry them for a little while. After the toys, it was sweets. Hamid remained aloof. The boys bought sweets and teased Hamid. The hardware shops that lay ahead had no attraction for the boys, and they walked on, except Hamid. A pair of tongs caught his attention. His grandmother did not have one. Each time she made chapati, she burnt her fingers. If he bought these tongs, she'd be happy. It'd be a useful item in the house. He asked the shopkeeper,
"How much is this for?"
He looked at the boy. "This is of no use to you."
"Is it for sale?"
"Of course, it's for 6 paise." Hamid's heart sank. He picked up his courage and said firmly,
"Will you take 3?"
and walked on, afraid that the shopkeeper would scream at him. But the man called him back and gave him the tongs. Hamid put it on his shoulders like a gun and, filled with pride, joined his friends. Mohsin said,
"Why have you bought a pair of tongs? What will you do with it?"
Mahmoud said,
"So you've made the tongs into a toy?"
Hamid replied,
"Why not? If I hit your toys with it, they will all break."
Mohsin thought of a new way to taunt Hamid.
"Your tongs will burn its nose in the fire every day."
Hamid had a quick reply.
"Only the brave dare jump into the fire."
The 3 boys were utterly squashed. Hamid had won the field. None of the boys could dispute the fact. Hamid's buy was the best. The respect that a victor commanded from the vanquished was paid to Hamid. The others had spent up to 16 paise and bought nothing worthwhile. Peace talks began. Each of the boys began to strike a deal with Hamid. Mohsin said,
"Let me see your tongs. You can carry my toy."
Hamid had no objection to accepting such terms. The tongs gradually passed from one hand to another, while Hamid was allowed to handle the toys. Hamid's tone was conciliatory.
"I was only teasing you. There's no comparison between these plain steel tongs and your beautiful toys."
But the boys were not convinced.
Nobody is going to bless us for bringing these toys,
cried Mohsin. Hamid had to accept that none of the boys' mothers would be as glad to see the tongs as his grandmother would be to see the tongs. Mahmud was hungry and took out some bananas his father had given him. He shared them only with Hamid, while others stared with their mouths watering. That was the glory of the tongs. By 11 o'clock, there was excitement in the village as the revelers were coming home. On hearing Hamid's voice, Amina rushed forward and picked him up. When she spotted the tongs in his hands, she was taken aback.
Where did you get it from?
I bought it
For how much?
for 3 paise.
Amina grew angry. What a stupid boy! It's almost noon and he had not eaten anything.
In the entire fair, couldn't you find anything better than these tongs? What will you do with it?
Hamid said meekly.
You burn your fingers when you make chapati. That's why I bought it.
The old woman's temper changed into love. What concern for others! What a big heart! The poor boy! How he must have suffered seeing others buying toys and sweets. Even at the fair, he thought of only his grandmother. She broke down. The old woman Amina became Amina the little girl. Large tears fell from her eyes while Hamid comforted her. Hamid the child was playing the role of Hamid the old man. Amina beseeched Allah's blessings for her grandchild. How would Hamid understand what was going on inside her?